One of the things that I'd like to talk about as far as a tip goes is when you're riding, and that's one of the things about the saddles that we have, it keeps you centered. And centered riding is really important. Watch most of the girls that make the NFR, or even your top riders, they're not going to be standing up out of the saddle over the top. They're sitting in their saddle and they've got their hands right in here. You're not going to see them leaning all the time. You're not going to see them when they come off the barrel, their butt comes out of the saddle this far. You want to be with your horse. And if you're a youngster that's learning to ride, or you're getting out there and you're starting to rodeo or barrel race, that's one of the most important things that I can stress to you, is to stay in your seat when you're turning. If you're coming out of that seat, go back and work with your horsemanship and get somebody to take some good lessons from some good teachers that are going to teach you those techniques of staying in your saddle. Build up to that point to where you can come off of a barrel without leaving your saddle. It's going to happen sometimes, but if it's happening every single time, it's going to cost you. You may be about 60 pounds right now and that's happening, but when you get to be my size, or an adult, or you get to be a little bit older and start growing and developing, that leaning is going to cost you time, and it's going to make you start hitting barrels. That coming out of the saddle is going to start making your horse sore. So you've got to learn to stay in the saddle when you're turning and that horse comes off and he's pushing off to run to that next barrel, or he's pushing off to run home. That's probably my biggest pet peeve, and my main thing that I really dislike to see is when I see people post pictures of people coming out of the saddle, or little kids, and they're out of the saddle and their legs are spread out this wide and they're kicking. That is not good riding. Good riding is good riding is good riding. I don't care what discipline you're in. Learn how to ride correctly, practice riding correctly, and stay square in the saddle.